Hello there and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll basically just be doing a bit of a breakdown, just talking about my experience at Adelaide Supanova over the weekend. So it runs Saturday and Sunday. It's one of the biggest Comic Con conventions we get in Australia. We get Supernova and then we also get Oz Comic Con. And yeah, basically this weekend was my city's turn to get it. And we were lucky enough to get Anthony Daniels. And if that name doesn't ring a bell, leave. No, just joking. Please stay. I need it. But really, so obviously that is C3PO. So that was unreal that they managed to get C3PO here with a name like that, a big name like that. I just couldn't not go. But obviously, with going to Comic Con, there's not just the people there to meet. There's the artists, the stores, and all that sort of jazz set up as well. So there's some really cool stuff. And yeah, I'll basically just be breaking down my experience there, telling you what I saw, what I got, who I talked to, things like that. And yeah, so yeah, obviously the main reason I went was for Anthony Daniels. And there was photograph opportunities and there was auto opportunities as well. So I got one of each. So first thing in the morning, we lined up for the autograph, and first thing that really struck me was how much time he took. Like, he took time with everyone pretty well. Like, the line was moving slowly, but I had absolutely no issue with that because, I could see him taking his time with people, talking to him, really taking care with how he signed and things like that. So yeah, I got towards the front of the line. His wife was there on a smaller table to the side selling copies of his book. So I got a copy of his book. I am C3PO, and I'm sure I'll get to it at some stage, but it does look like a good read. And then I had a Funko Pop with me, but I've sort of been making a habit of getting a photo signed by everyone I meet, and so I wanted to keep that going. So I picked a photo on the table to get signed. So we got this one done. So that came out really good. The gold pen and all that looks really cool. But while I was up there, I always like asking them questions and that, seeing, if I can learn anything off them. And so, but it was just a quick question. I know, obviously, if it's going to happen, he can't tell me, but it was more so me asking so he knew that, like, we appreciated him coming back. Because obviously he came back as 3PO last year in Ahsoka. So basically, I just asked him, are we going to see 3PO anytime soon again? And he sort of paused for a second and said, not in the near future. So that, I don't know if that means, we might see him a couple years down the track or something. But he did say, because I brought up, it was good seeing him back in Ahsoka. And that scene, because obviously he was only in it for a short period of time. That scene, he said, took 3 days. 3 days to film, which surprised me. He's like, yeah, you'd be surprised how long scenes like that can take sometimes. And then he sort of added a bit more context, saying, he was in the suit in the courtroom, and then the scene finished and the courtroom just disappeared because he's used to filming on live sets, but obviously in a lot of the Disney stuff nowadays, they film in the volume. Yeah, no, that was cool to hear. So met him there. That was really cool. Got my autograph, and then about an hour or so later was the photograph. I'm assuming it's the same as most Comic Con conventions around the world. You're lining up to go into like a booth, and then the last few people in the booth, you can see as the photos are getting taken. You can see him taking photos with people, and the dude in front of me had a C3PO cosplay on, like full C3PO suit on, and Anthony Daniels thought it was the greatest thing ever, and he was giving him instructions on how to pose as C3PO. And he took a couple photos with him trying to get it right. So that was pretty cool. And then he told him to go see him at his autograph table later, so he was gonna have a chat to him. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, obviously I got a photo done with him as well, which I'll chuck up on screen now. But yeah, no, he was an absolute gentleman, really, really cool guy. And yeah, no, it was just cool to, be able to meet one of the original members of the original trilogy. So that was really cool. And then after that, sort of ventured off into the artist gallery. There was a couple Star Wars artists there I wanted to meet. So the first one I met was Jake Bartok. Really cool guy. He's done a couple things for some Star Wars comics and things like that. But he had some really, really cool prints there. So I got a couple copies of some prints he had for sale there. So yeah, one of the first ones that caught my eye was this Vader piece he had done, which looks really, really cool. So we copped that one. And then next up, one of them, obviously Luke being one of my favorite characters, loving, just the whole Skywalker family, had to get this one of Luke with the yellow saber. So that was really cool. He had a really good one of the Ahsoka and Maul duel as well, but unfortunately he didn't have any copies left of that. Otherwise, I was definitely going to get that. So instead, I got this one, which I just caught out the corner of my eye, and I'm glad I did. There are there are so many pieces here to pull apart. You've got clones down the bottom. You got Grievous. You got Satine. You got Ahsoka. You got Qui Gon. You got Dex, Maul, Asajj, Bail Organa. You got young Luke and Leia with like Kenobi series Obi-Wan, Tatooine, Vader, Padme. You got a bit of everything here. So yeah, this is really cool. Sort of, yeah, everyone that sort of played a role in Obi-Wan's life. So really, this one was a cool piece. And then last but definitely not least from Jake Bartok, we got this really cool Ahsoka poster. So it's got Thrawn faded in the background with Ahsoka, Hera, Balin, Shin, Morgan Elsbeth, Huyang, Ezra, Sabine, and then a really cool bit down the bottom left of Ahsoka and Anakin in the World Between Worlds. So yeah, that was it from Jake Bartok. He was a super cool guy, and yeah, had a good chat to him about some of the other art pieces he'd done. Like he had a really cool Mara Jade one he completed a couple days ago and things like that. And then I went and saw Mark Ratz. Now, Mark has done artwork for The Mandalorian. He did the Rise of Skywalker movie poster, amongst other things. I met him last year as well. And he actually recognized me this year, so that was pretty cool. Because I went up to his table and he asked like when we'd met before and things like that. You know, he's been doing stuff for Lucasfilm for a long time. I think he's done some Indiana Jones stuff as well. Like he told me last year, July, he's done stuff for George Lucas's personal collection as well. And he's a really lovely guy. And so I had another chat to him this year, and he had some prints with him. So I saw it last year, but I wasn't able to get a copy because I wasn't sure if he was selling prints or not. But this year he definitely was. And so he had a print for the 30th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And so I absolutely had to get it. He did an unreal job with it. It's one of my favorite movies. And he signed it down the bottom as well to Jesse, all the best, Mark Ratz, and dated it as well. So yeah, he's a super cool guy. He's done a lot of like artwork for like official Star Wars stuff as well. So the first time I actually one of the first times I actually found out about him was when I bought this diary because he did the artwork for the cover of it. And then yeah, so and then last off, you know, you've obviously got the stores and the stalls there. Had a look through most of them. They had some pretty cool stuff. Only other thing I bought though was they had this New York Comic Con Kylo Ren pop from Rise of Skywalker. So we got a copy of that as well. But yeah, that pretty much sums up my experience at Adelaide Supernova. Really good day. Really well organized this year as well. Not that it's been bad in the past, but it was just extra well organized this year. Like the lines for the autograph and photo cues were done really well. You could see Anthony Daniels had a bit of a bigger setup as well because obviously expecting more as he's one of the biggest names there alongside they had Adam Savage there as well, which was pretty cool, and James Masters and people like that. A couple of Lord of the Rings people as well. But yeah, no, it was a really good day. It was only there for a couple of hours, probably 2.5 hours or so. Yeah, like met Anthony Daniels, got a photo with him, got a photo signed, had a quick chat to him. It was really cool when I was asking him that question about 3PO. He signed my item and then he stopped for another minute or two to talk me through the filming process with Ahsoka. So that was pretty cool. Took his time with people and that, so that was really nice to see. And then yeah, so that's my last convention. That's the last convention we get here in my city, at least in Australia, before Celebration next year in April, which Anthony Daniels is going to be at that again as well. So if I can tick off a couple of people, so I've ticked off Tamura last year, I've ticked off Anthony Daniels this year. So and those are two people that are going to Celebration because I know lineups for people in Celebration are going to be ridiculous, especially for the ones I want to meet, like your Haydens, your Ewans, and people like that. If I can try and save my time, some of my time by meeting a couple of them before Celebration, then yeah, that'll hold me in good stead when we get there. Other updates: I've got 2 episodes of Commander Jesse's briefings filmed, one edited that will be going up tomorrow night, probably about 24 hours or so after this video goes up tonight. So yeah, done that with 2 awesome dudes in the Star Wars content creating community. And yeah, hopefully the first 2 of many. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a quick update on my Supernova experience. Yeah, I hope you guys absolutely love the first couple episodes of Commander Jesse's briefings as well. So yeah, until next time, may the force be with you always.